everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 building challenge. Today, I'm taking all out of my control. I don't know what that means. We're using Pinterest today once again because that is a very highly requested thing on my channel. I think I've only ever done one other Pinterest challenge, which is where I got inspired by just like random rooms that I found on Pinterest. But today, what I wanted to do is maybe try find a layout as well. I've kind of done the outside of a house before, but I'm thinking maybe floor plan vibes. But let's try find ourselves a layout to build over here in San Sequoia on this lot that I'm starting to really like this lot. I think it's pretty cute. And also I love where it is. I wish I could live here myself. But anyways, here we are on my Pinterest. We are surrounded by different types of homes and specifically very like a green aesthetic. I mean, when I get to either buy my house or redo my house, Pinterest is definitely going to be up there in one of the things I'm going to be searching through. But today I kind of wanted to search home layout. I actually got inspired by my maze challenge, which we will be doing a part 2, so don't you worry, a part 2 of the maze challenge is coming. But I kind of want to search small house floor plan. Can I do like 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom? Is that actually gonna find me anything? Oh my god, it is. Oh, I like this. Okay, this is cute. So it's giving me something. Like, hold on a while. What is this? So we've got porch. Can you even see? Yes, you can. Okay, it's getting a bit confusing, but we've got kitchen as you come in. It almost looks like there's a very tiny hallway and a utility room. There is 1 bedroom and 1 living room. Okay, that's kind of cute actually. It's very small, but I like the way it has a utility room, so it doesn't have your standard like office Sandra special, but maybe we could try do like some sort of a utility room. Maybe using some of the new Grange mudroom kit stuff can go inside there, and then maybe because the living room and kitchen is open plan, I could do like the dining room inside here, and maybe we could also do some sort of like an inside the bedroom slash living room office space, just like a little bit. I mean, the porch is quite big, so maybe we could extend the house a little bit. I like this. I know this is like the first thing I found, but maybe I like this. Let me save it just in case. What else do we got? Oh, this one's cute. I can't really see. Oh, I like the way these ones, it shows you the house as well. These are very small. Okay, we've got entry porch. Then we've got a tiny little kitchen going into the living room. Then we've got an upstairs in this one. Okay, I don't really like this one. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the first one that I found. Oh my god, this literally reminds me of the Grange mudroom kit. Oh my god. IKEA, let's buy it. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different possibilities that we can of course look through on Pinterest, because obviously Pinterest is the king of things like that. But I kind of love the first one. Oh wait, this one's cool. Wait, look, this one kind of has like a porch as you come in. Then it's got like living room and kitchen dining together, which is cute. But then it also has like a little hallway here, and it also has laundry. It has a bathroom, then a walk-in closet. Walk-in closet, or is that a toilet? I suppose walk-in closet, WIC. I just got confused with WC, which is wash room closet. I don't know. Anyways, but then it also has bedroom too, which could be considered an office space. I kind of like this one. Should we do this one instead? Because this one's a bit bigger, and I kind of like the idea of like the laundry space. I mean, I might alter it a small bit because it might be a bit difficult to fit the washing machine, but look at this. This is kind of fun. I wish I could just like take these layouts and like build myself a real life house. You know, how fun would that be? Do you think these are actual people's homes? Whoa, look at all the bedrooms. Bedroom. Oh my god, so many bedrooms and only 2 bathrooms and a tiny kitchen for that many people. Ooh, okay, no. So I think we're going to be using either this one, which this is the first one, but I like the idea maybe of this bigger one because it might be easier for me to fit more into it if you think about it, and then I might just make the laundry a bit bigger. Okay, so let's stick to this one. I will of course leave it up on the screen for you so you can see it for the majority of this video. Okay, also I don't like the way the lot is actually not really suiting the shape. So maybe I'll actually pick a different lot because I'm looking for something more vertical rather than horizontal. So maybe we could go here. Wait, maybe this lot would be better. I actually don't think I've ever built here, so maybe let's try do this. Right, so obviously the measurements are going to mean absolutely nothing to me because we are in The Sims. Also, is this a vacation rental? No, I want this just to be residential. I'm going to probably figure this out as I'm going, and I'm going to alter the shape as we're going. But honestly, the one thing I really want to do instantly to figure out the shape shape is actually to look at what's happening at the back of the house. I don't really know what this corner thing over here is. Is that meant to be like a door? Is that like a door to the pantry or something? There is like something in the corner. Can I start off with that? Why am I starting off all the way over here? But imagine there was like a little space, maybe like a little mud room. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? Like a little mud room space. I'm using the word mud room now because I've only recently learned it because of the Sims pack. But imagine if we did something like this, right? So that's like your outdoor door, but you also have another door kind of dividing you. Okay, move objects. Where are you? We've also got like another door through there. So like you just leave your wellies kind of at the door. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then also the wall is going over this way. And this is also another door to leave outside. That makes no sense, does it? Wait, that really makes no sense. Why would you need two doors to go outside? But then what is that? It's hardly like a pantry. It could be a pantry, but like, why would you want such a small pantry? Maybe this is like a room where you keep like your dishwasher because you don't like the sound of it. But that's actually not a bad idea. You know what? Because the dishwasher, when it goes on in my house, it kind of freaks me out. So maybe this is where we put the dishwasher, and maybe this is like a little like utility space because it doesn't seem to have a door leaving. I don't know, guys. I don't know why I started with the back, but what I thought would be a good idea is to actually start putting down the counters so I can visually see how big I need the back wall to be. So looking at it over there, I'm thinking maybe 1, 2, and essentially only 3 cabinets in the corner, which makes this kitchen quite small. But do you see what I mean? That probably is enough space, because if we're looking at the shape of the sink, I know that looks like a double sink on the picture, but we could just do, okay, why did I pick the cluttered sink? I don't know, but we could just use a regular sink, and that double sink looks like the space for one sink. That looks like just a regular corner counter. I know I'm looking over here. Don't worry about it. This is where my second monitor is. Then we would do a nice little stove. Okay, not that one with these counters. Just this one for the moment. And then we would have another countertop and then a fridge. So the appliances here are really going to help me figure out how big this space should be. That's actually a nice little layout. I hate the way the back looks with the oven being like skinnier than the cupboards, but whatever. I mean, does this make sense? Kind of. Do I like it? Not necessarily, but I guess this is what we're gonna do. So let me actually start building. Let me just build up the walls. Excuse me, why are you gonna get rid of everything? Okay, no, you're not. You're just being dramatic. Okay, so if we do this, we also need a wall kind of going along this way, so that really just like encloses in your fridge, which I think is good because as you come in, you don't really want the fridge to be the first thing you see. So I like that idea. Then we're looking like the hallway is 1 tile big, which I'm not sure how to feel about this. I don't know why I'm doing it like from the middle. This then looks like it would be your laundry room, which I don't know whether I want this to be that skinny. This is like something. I don't really know what that is. Another like little storage thing. It looks like there's a door on it, but again, I don't know whether that's a good idea to have a door there. This then would be your front door. So your sitting room would almost end like right here. Okay, I mean, it looks realistic comparing to the picture, but does it look fun? Not really, because like, how am I going to fit anything in here? Also, I need a dining table, and the door would have to be like, what, right here? But then like, what's this little nook supposed to be? I like the idea of maybe doing like something like that as you come in. So like that's where you put your coats and things, and maybe we could have like some wellies in front of it, you know? So maybe something like that does make sense, but I'm not going to put a door on it unless I do like a little archway scenario or like one of these. That could be interesting. Why is my game lagging? I really don't know what's going on today, but that could be a fun little thing. What the heck am I doing? I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like something like this. I think that idea of like that bit being enclosed, I think is pretty interesting. Why is my game starting up again? What's going on? Also, fun fact, this is actually a wardrobe, so that's pretty cool. I like this kit. I think it's already giving me a lot of ideas to work with. Also, I hate the way the pillars are coming through, but I think that's only because the room wasn't fully enclosed. Wait, why is this happening now? Excuse me? What's happening? No, I didn't want that. Why is it doing this now all of a sudden? I swear to 2 minutes ago, it didn't have that little Eve thing. What the heck is going on? It's like the game really just does not want me to do this today. Is it because the pillar has gone out through the other side? I'm very confused. Very confused. Okay, I fixed it. It looks a bit silly because like, how would you even open the wardrobes? But maybe we want it a little bit more enclosed, like a space that you don't necessarily see very often, because like you just put your jackets away in there, you know? So it's not really like an inhabitable space. You just throw your coat in there and you forget about it. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe actually this looks a bit better. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on with the layout. Oh yeah, so what I was going to say is that we need a big kind of double looking window, I think, at the front of the house. Also, I'm not really sure what kind of style I want to take this house, but considering it's going to be quite small, maybe just like a little family home, like a cute, cozy little suburban little family home. What's me with my suburban ones these days? I don't know. I don't know why I'm obsessed, but maybe we could do like this. But then we'd need the door to go right here, but that's where your jackets and stuff would be. So I'm not really sure how to make this work. It kind of looks like it doesn't really give you that much space to the left. So maybe I could do this. Oh, I don't want these windows actually. Should I just use these windows? Or maybe these ones. Wait a sec. Maybe these could work because these are nice and skinny. Yeah, wait a sec. These will work. These will work well. I wish I had like a singular version of this door. I know I've got this, but if this was like taller and had like the glass through it, I think I already said that like a million times, but that's okay. We don't have enough skinny tall doors in the game, do we? Like I love this, like how tall it is. Okay, I decided to go for this and I don't even know what even this looks like anymore, but that's what we've got going on here for us. Okay. So then looking at the layout, we would probably have to go straight away out like this, maybe by 3 tiles, because essentially this will become our porchway. Maybe let's bring this up a little bit on a foundation, maybe something like this. Okay, that's kind of cute. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what we're gonna do over here, but that's not my problem for the moment. Oh, this is still not a room. That's fantastic. Forgot about this. Sorry about that. So then we're looking at this almost being like a walk-in closet, I think, and this being your second bedroom. Now I don't really know how deep this house should be, so maybe let's count it again from here. So if we're looking at the hallway, it looks like the hallway is literally like this skinny, and I absolutely hate that idea because like how am I supposed to fit anything in here? Also, I'm building in the most dysfunctional way today, but this is just like not it for me, because then it opens up into a very, very small bathroom, almost like something like this. You do like a bath, a toilet, and a sink and the door, but then also some little room also opens inside here apparently. Wait, what is this layout? Why did I not look at this before? What am I doing? Also, then there's like a square with an X through it, so that means there's nothing in here apparently. So that's just fantastic. And then you would have this as the walk-in closet for the bedroom. So this essentially would be size of the big master bedroom, and then this would be the size of the other bedroom. Is that right? I guess. Why does the top bedroom look bigger, but in this case it looks like the downstairs one down here is bigger? I'm not really sure. Do I like this? Is this what I want? I'm not sure. I kind of want to extend it maybe out by 1 because this is just a little too squishy. So imagine if I just pull everything out by 1 just to give the hallway a little bit of space, because I mean, like, come on, like this is just not gonna work. I don't mind having like all of the bathrooms and things small, or even over here we could just do like the laundry with like maybe some slidey doors, but at least let's just give ourselves a little bit of space. Yeah, that looks grand, doesn't it? Yeah. What is this space? I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense now. I think it does. It's gonna be the laundry. Yeah, it's just much better and more breathable to have a little bit more room in the hallway. I don't know whether the bathroom is gonna work. Also, I don't really like the idea of just like not using that block, but I guess that's what they want me to do, so I guess that's just what I'm gonna do. That's just an empty pillar. It's structural, guys. Don't worry about it. What's gonna go into this room though? It's like a little secret room. What do we put in there? I mean, it's 1 tile. What can I put in there? Also, why did I make this a rental? I just want a house. Okay, guys, so I had to visualize this myself. I had to do something because I was kind of getting a little bit frightened by the layout, but I think the layout really inspired me to create a build I'm not usually used to building. So I've created like what really reminds me of like not necessarily holiday homes, but kind of. So like here on like just say the coast, like coastal areas, which actually kind of inspired me with the water, we would have like small little bungalows, usually owned by either families that usually like to spend their holidays here, or else owned by like the elderly people that just kind of live by the sea. So it really reminded me of something like this. So we're kind of going with this like nautical kind of vibe, but like almost not necessarily, because it just reminds me of like houses close to the beach. I'm not really sure about these pillars, to be honest with you, at the back, but it doesn't really matter. I just really needed to create this before we move on with anything else, because I was really kind of losing my mind a small bit. So looking back at the image, so we've we've definitely got like the back door, but looking at the window situation, I mean, I guess we could go for another set of windows here somewhere. So looking at the space between the door, but then also the space between the actual wall itself, it doesn't really give us a lot of room to put like windows and stuff. So I'm thinking, what if I do 2 windows like this, because that defo does look like a double window on the picture, and I guess on the outside of the house that doesn't look too silly. Then there seems to be another window up above the sink, which I will probably just lower down myself a little bit. Also, where did my sink go, by the way? So that's one window over here. Apparently there's no window. Okay, that does look bad, I'm not gonna lie. What if I actually move this pillar over? Oh no, I had the pillar because of this, so then I can't really do that. Do you get what I mean? That looks silly though, doesn't it? That looks quite bad. What if I move it over? Oh, I don't like this. I really don't like it. What if it looks, oh no, that's bad. I guess it's just gonna have to be like this, and I'm just gonna have to get over it. Like, it's just tucked into that pillar. Anyway, sometimes The Sims, I wish I could have like millimeters of a difference, and then it would make a difference. Anyways, apparently then there's only one singular window in the bedroom. I mean, who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. Doesn't look like there's any window in the bathroom either, so I think I'm just going to use the creative freedom to add some. I mean, I don't mind doing just one window in the bedroom as long as it's like a big enough one. That's fine. But like the bathroom, I'm sorry now. I'm gonna have to put in a window here. I just don't really care about the floor plan. I'm doing a window in the bathroom because that is just a crime not to have windows in the bathroom. Anyways, then at the front of the house, this is, I suppose, gonna be like the thing that you first see. So again, looking at the layout, I think it is like a double window in the center. Oh my god, that so looks like those like family homes that you would see in Ireland. That is so funny. But I guess that's kind of it, unless maybe I make these the bigger windows. Would that look a bit better? Oh, maybe that has a cooler vibe. Wait a sec, what about this? Oh, that's not centered. That's not centered, Sandra. Okay, that actually looks pretty cute. Oh, maybe it has to be a bit lower. Yeah, I like this. This is cute. Okay, so here we go. This is what we've got. It also reminds me of like a trailer home as well, see, which is really cool. I really want to build like a tiny home trailer vibe thing, like on an actual trailer. So let me know what you think of that idea. But I guess this is kind of fun. Should I do some landscaping just to, I really need to like visualize what this looks like, because at the moment I'm still really like panicking and it's not really feeling right. I love doing foundations for the pure reason that you could just like tuck in your landscaping and nothing makes any difference. You know, you don't have to worry about it. I would love that. It's my favorite thing. I think over here I might put a little bit of hedging here. I think that would be quite nice. Maybe if we run a couple of these over on this side. I like to scale down a lot of my landscaping. I just think it looks better. I'm not sure what it is about landscaping. I just think that making it smaller sometimes just makes a whale of a difference. Maybe over here then, just to end that little portion, we could add a little bit more landscaping. I don't show you my landscaping enough. I know I said I was going to do like a landscaping video, so let me know if you like that idea, but maybe something like that would be kind of cool. And then just to make this look less polished, I will go in and I will get my little pebbles at a very low opacity, and I will just create like a little pebble path, kind of like this. And I will grab some muddy mud and I will underline quite a lot of my house, and I'll underline my path here as well, and of course underline all of this just to make it feel like it's been here way before us. You know, we weren't here first. It was the mud path that was here first. Also, I really enjoy getting some of these pebbles and also underlining my actual paving, you know, so it just again looks a little bit more realistic. And it just looks like we didn't just slap this on, or it didn't just emerge out of the ground. Like, it's been laid down by something. So I kind of like that. So that automatically looks a bit better. Just for a little bit of balance, I think I will just chuck down a little tree. And by little tree, I think I'm going to use this one. That's what I mean by a little tree, which is quite a big tree actually. But I think maybe something like that does look quite nice. What do we think? And then maybe for a bit of balance, because there's a lot going on back there. I could push the house back a bit, but I don't really want to. So maybe at the back, I will just do another tree like this, and maybe just like another one out that way. But like the back of the house isn't really our problem, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Maybe I'll just put down like 2 of these. Relatively centered, Sandra, please. Thank you very much. And of course, one of these at the very end. Yeah, that's kind of cute. It just has something, you know, happening. At the very back here, I'm kind of thinking, because the bins are obviously very important. Everyone has like their designated bin room. So do I put the bins like all the way at the very back? Like, I mean, it's a bit silly, but then again, where else would you put your bins? But do I want to look at the bins from my back bedroom window? Not necessarily. So maybe I'll do like a bin nook here somewhere. Yeah, I'm just going to tuck these two bins kind of like right here. I think that makes a lot of sense. And of course, a nice little plants just to decorate the space a little bit. I like to put these plants like everywhere pretty much. I don't know why. I think there's just something quite cute about having some greenery around. I mean, I desperately try to have greenery in my real life house, but I do tend to kill a lot of my plants quite fast. So don't worry about it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. My plants don't live very long, but at least they live for a little bit. Oh, why do I feel like this would really suit this space? Like this little thing. Yeah, there we go. Look at us being out in the ocean now. Sorry, I'm like referring to the ocean because I'm just like imagining like there's a place like near me. There's like a beach kind of area like by the ocean where there is a lot of like homes like this, and they're actually very cute. I feel like they'd be very expensive, of course, but like it just really reminds me of this like beachy vibe. Guys, actually, how cute is this little house? I actually really love it. Okay, so I think I'm done with the outside of it pretty much. So it's just like nicely decorated with some foliage and things. So we've got the bins, got a little bit of gardening, we've got a bike, you know, the drill. So let's move on into the inside of the house because I feel like this is where it actually could just break the whole house. So looking at the picture, it looks like the door, yeah, see, I did extend the hallway by 2. So I'm going to just put the door in the center here, but it looks like the door to the bathroom would go here. Then we have a mysterious door literally just as you come into the bathroom, so that's fine. I kind of want to do like an archway situation for the little laundry room. So what if I just get like a massive archway? Like if I literally just get this thing and just like line it up properly, like full on line it up with this section, which I don't really like the way it looks, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. Especially with that lighting, it's not really the best. What if I do this? Oh my god, since when is the lighting so dramatic? Wait, what the heck? Oh, okay, wait. If I get some lighting inside the nook, it does make that light change a little bit. But what the heck is up with the lighting? I mean, when do I ever... And is the lighting ever normal? I really don't know. See, I like in the picture what it does is like, it has like the two like laundry, like the dryer and the washer. So I kind of wanted to do something like that, but that means that I would do this. Unless I do the exact same thing with the pillar as well. Which actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, that probably is a better option. Logically, that does look a bit better. So now if I get the washing machine, there we go. So let's do washing and then dryer. I really want to get a dryer. I don't have a dryer in my house and I feel like I'm missing out. Then let's actually revisit the Grange mudroom kit, right? Apparently it has no items, but that's a bit of a big lie. And then maybe let's like shove one of these in here. Yes. It clips into the wall like horrendously. Really don't like that. Like, why can't we just size things properly so things don't like glitch into each other? Do you get what I mean? Or is that just me? Maybe no one really cares about it, but maybe I do, and that's all that matters. Okay, so I think that would be like a pretty cute little room. And logically in real life, you would probably have some sort of like a harmonica door or something like that. But I'm thinking, what if I actually just throw down a curtain? Do you know like my favorite curtain? I could just try and like put this here because I feel like this is still functional. Okay, it's gonna try and snap to like every single wall. Hold on a while. Get rid of like all of these walls for 2 seconds. Yeah, look, if I shove this right in here. Wait, which way do I want this? This way. See, that looks, it looks a bit silly from the inside, but maybe from the outside I actually kind of like it. Yeah, guys, this is fun. I like this. This is kind of cool. So like it just shows you that like you can just close it off if you want to. I'd like to think that it would still be functional. I mean, I've seen Sims walk through curtains, so maybe that would be functional, but I like the idea of this. Maybe I like the idea more so than what it actually looks like, but let's just move on for a second and try to figure this out. Okay, so this is like our empty block, which is fine. This is going to be our bedroom. So then we've got a toilet. Oh no, sorry, that's not a toilet. I mean, I wish it was a toilet. Can I just turn that into a toilet? It probably would make more sense if this was just like a little toilet, because I like the idea, like this room is quite big because I extended the whole room out by 1. So we've got enough to put wardrobes in. And there's also a built-in wardrobe over here. So yeah, no, Screw that. We're not doing this as a walk-in closet. That's going to be a bathroom because, oh wait, I'm missing a wall. Whoopsie. Missing a wall. Because this thing over here is a walk-in closet. Is that what we want out of this? I think so. I wish these were like skinnier. Like I wish they were like this, like skinny sized. I guess I could just still shove them in here and then do the exact same thing with the spandrels, but what the heck am I doing with all the spandrels? Unless I use these new wardrobes. These are really fun. I could just like do the whole thing. Oh wait, now what if I do like slidey doors like these? These are kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, these are kind of cool. I could even do like double doors. No, it's a bit too big, but you get the idea. Like that would make so much more sense if I could do this. I mean, I don't think they're functional, but they do look really good, I think. Don't they? I think they do. Like, look at that. That looks like a really fun wardrobe. Guys, that's a lot of fun, but that's obviously not gonna work, is it? Unless I do this. That's a bit too big. It's a bit big. Yeah, it's all just a bit too big. I'd like to think that that would still be functional, even though that does look a bit overwhelming though, doesn't it? Should I do the exact same thing here again? Yeah, that probably looks better. And I can just like add 2 pillars like this. But I don't like how open it is though. I kind of like the idea of closing off my wardrobe. Oh wait, unless I do something like this instead, where I have like 2 wardrobes in like that, and then maybe just like a mirror in here. I think that actually looks quite nice. It looks a little bit better. Like I could just shove a mirror in like that. Oh, that's a cool little wardrobe. I think I prefer this a little bit better. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. So then we've got another door kind of opening up here. So yeah, so that's going to be like a really big studio, kind of like office space. I mean, it kind of would be nice to also have a spare bedroom here, but I like the idea of having an office space. And why do I feel like this room is so much bigger than the actual ensuite? I don't know. Anyways, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is actually the layout, because we've got all the windows, we've got all the doors and things. I mean, is it a bit dysfunctional? I feel like it's a little bit weird. Maybe it's just this space that's kind of pissing me off a little bit with the curtain. Maybe I just don't like the curtain. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe I should actually just continue on like doing some colors first, so that I can actually see the place coming together, because at the moment it's just like a bare shell of a house. Guys, I can't decide whether I like this house or not. I feel like the layout is just a little bit weird, and I'm actually using these objects that just look humongous here. Like this rug looks ginormous. Maybe I could make it a bit smaller actually. Yeah, maybe that will actually sort my issues out. But does that look a bit weird having the TV here? I'm not really sure. Is that also even centered with the TV? How? Wait, now, is that centered or is this centered? Wait, now, maybe this is centered now, like this. So then we've got like a window over here, which is not bad, I guess, but like what curtain do I put on it? I wish I had these with shorter versions. Oh, unless I could just do this and we just pretend that we pull the curtain over. That could be an idea. Okay, maybe that looks nice. I'm just trying to make it look like cozy and like family vibed, but so far I'm just like really not vibing with this house. I don't know what it is. I'm like struggling to figure this out. Also, are the windows at 2 different heights? I think so. I guess it would probably make more sense if I put the couch over here, but I guess maybe a painting could just sort that issue out for me, of like this imbalance of wall. What if I do this instead and then put like a nice little big plant in the corner? Wow, so nice. Oh, wait, actually, that's kind of fun. Like the off-center. Sorry, I'm struggling. Over here, we obviously need something under the TV, but this is like the walkway, so we don't want it to be too big. I am thinking of these. Like these could kind of work. Severely overused on my channel, but that probably would work quite nicely. Even actually like the beigey version. Yeah, maybe this one. It is kind of reminding me of like a refurbished holiday home. So maybe the people that like live here, they don't live here every day. Maybe this is just like their little holiday home that they revisit, and they've recently just like done it up because the summer is coming, so it's nice to have like nice new appliances and stuff. So maybe that's what they did. I'm not really sure about what these people do in this house, but I don't really like it at the moment. But wait, you gotta trust the process. It will look nice in a minute. Let's maybe put my lemons up there, and maybe that will make me like the house some more. Not necessarily, but okay. I really don't like this nook over here also. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I could also maybe incorporate this curtain here too. No, okay, I'm gonna have to like remove every single wall, but maybe the curtain actually would be better. Yeah, that just like the fact that that's closed off, it just makes it a bit nicer. I almost don't even know if I want, oh my God, my curtain. I almost don't even know if I want anything else there. I could just do the curtain and just forget about it because it almost looks like there is something already creating that scoundrel. Wait, now, but now that I'm thinking about it, I could also do the same here. Could I just like totally get rid of this, or is that gonna look silly? Maybe that is going to look a bit silly. Maybe that does need to stay here at least. But for here, I actually think it looks a little bit less messy. I know that that kind of just defeats the purpose of having that there. But just imagine, okay? This is just all about imagination because that's what The Sims is all about, right? Right. Okay, so I'm just trying to clutter the place. And honestly, these shoes, like I just think they're so big. So I'm going to scale them down a little bit. But look at how cute they look here. So it's almost like giving you a hint that there's something behind that curtain. And it almost looks like, you know, there isn't much clothes around here because this is like a little holiday home, but like recently the family has moved in for the summer, you know, so there's just like a couple of wellies because maybe they went out by the beach and it was raining. I don't know, it's a very common thing to bring wellies to the beach, I guess, here in Ireland when it's cold all the time. But then this is what I've done over here in the kitchen, which I think I've made it quite cozy feeling, I think. So maybe this idea of this being like a lovely little family home is kind of coming through a little bit more, but I was struggling to say the least. I do really want a small little coffee table though. I'd love even like a small one of these, maybe like even this in the center with my tray on top of it. I mean, you cannot say no to a little bit of tray. Look how fun that looks. It's like grab yourself a sparkling water and sit down, you know, it's just very cute. And yeah, this little space right here, I forgot about this actually. So this apparently is where I wanted the dishwasher to be. Is that right? I think so. Now that I think about it, maybe I'll do extra shelves in here as well. Like maybe like a lot of shelves. So we've got like a lot of extra storage because again, this is a holiday home. We don't need to be worried about the dishwasher running. The dishwasher, it's doing its own thing over there. Like we just don't worry about it. So maybe let's do that. I kind of want like a big one. Maybe like just this thing. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Maybe we could chuck that in here. I paint the walls the exact same kind of stone. And maybe just do a little saucer light. I mean, there is no lights or anything. Maybe this is also like a bit of a pantry situation, which I guess does make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to use the kitchen clutter kit, of course, to like clutter the whole space because there's just nothing better than that. I honestly don't know where I would be without the kitchen clutter kit. Like, look how easy it is to like clutter the space. I think that looks so cool. And there's like a little cork board in case you wanted to put your little postcards on it. I don't know. I actually really like this space. And I've changed this to a frosted glass. And I actually added a curtain here as well, covering that door. I don't know if I'm obsessed with that curtain today. I mean, every day I am, but whatever. Let's maybe try. I'm going to do the bathrooms off camera because they're a bit boring. So for the bedroom, I am kind of thinking blue vibes. I don't know. Again, I'm really inspired by that idea of like this being by the water. So maybe slightly like maybe darker blues. I'm almost thinking about that bed from Businesses and Hobbies. I know I overuse that bed tremendously, like I do with a lot of things, but I'm thinking something kind of cozy and blue like this would be quite nice here. And I suppose it does make sense, the bed being on this wall, because I don't want it as you're straight coming in, and then also that big window is kind of impeding me from using that space to the left. So maybe let's do like this bed, and let's get inspired by maybe some dark colors, like even maybe like these bedside lockers look quite cute, and then obviously maybe like a dark blue for the wall. That's kind of fun, but also I feel like that's a little bit more purple now that I think about it. Is there any kind of other dark? Oh, or brown could be a fun option. Wait a second, what if we do brown but then also like a bit of like a dark blue? Is there not like a nice dark blue that we've got? Could use this. Oh, that's very, very blue though, isn't it? It's almost like, what is the feature wall? Maybe the blue is actually a little bit nicer. And then maybe we could go for, oh, that's kind of fun too though. That looks like we're underground and it's just dirty wall. Similar to the Enchanted by Nature one. That does look like it's a dirty wall. Oh, that blue though. Oh, that's the elite blue. Maybe the rest of the walls should actually just be white. I'm also just doing like regular white walls here as well, which I don't actually often do. I know, like, it's crazy. Sandra doesn't do white walls, but I do tend to go for a lot of like paint every wall a different color to make it a little bit vibey and crazy. Maybe we could add a little bit of white paneling here to add to that idea of like maybe this house is made out of wood, because obviously there's wood paneling on the outside, obviously there's stone on the outside too, but maybe that adds to the idea of this house being a little bit more like holiday home like and not as like permanent. I mean, it's still a permanent home, but you get the idea. Maybe I could use this as the chest of drawers, even though, you know what, now that I look at this, I know this is made by a CC creator. This is almost giving me CC vibes with the kind of outline of the handles. Maybe it's just the lighting, but do you get what I mean? I guess that's why I don't really use CC, because like looking at these two objects together, you can clearly see the difference between the two, I feel. Maybe you can't. Maybe it is just me. But I think I am going to use something like this, though, instead. Like a Sims object. Oh, this thing. I wish we had, like, a tall version of this. I know we've also got, like, these. But what I kind of want to create is almost like a little well, not walk-in wardrobe, but, like, almost like a piece in itself. So, like, if these two were put together, kind of like that. Does that look good? Not really. And then I'm thinking of putting like a mirror up here. Would that be kind of fun? Not really. Do you see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make like a modular effect, but it's just not working. Like that's kind of what I was inspired by. But if I use that wardrobe once again, I'll actually throw my computer out the window. Oh, this is kind of fun. This is giving me like old family vibes. Oh, that's cute. Oh, but maybe not though. Sorry. I think this wall is just really big. I don't know what to put on it. What about this thing? This thing, if it had better swatches, I would be all over it, but I actually don't really like the swatches that it comes with. That's actually quite fun. This almost feels like it's a very dated piece. So maybe it adds to the idea of these people like only using this place as a holiday home. Because it's like they haven't actually bought new furniture just for the sitting room. Nowhere else. Okay, guys, I actually really like this room. I think it turned out pretty cute. Wait, did I not want to put something else over here? I think I did. I think I wanted books here. Yeah, let me just like throw these books down maybe here. Maybe I'll make them a bit smaller. There we go. So we've got like a small little area over here. And then we've got some posters on the wall and things like that. So I think that does look pretty cute. I did the bathrooms. This is obviously our little blank tile, the support tile. I really love the black accents in the bathroom, so I really like this little ensuite. And then I also did like a nice little blue one, and inside this little space I just added like random clutter, because honestly, this being like a one tile section, your sim is not going to be able to do anything in there anyways. So I kind of thought that maybe more storage, maybe merged in with a little bit of like this laundry space, maybe that's where we put like your stuff that people don't really want to look at, such as your ironing board, because God knows why people don't want to look at that. Maybe let's actually fix this space up a little bit. And I'm almost kind of inspired by this stone. This is actually English pack stone. Oh God, it knows the name of that pack. I really don't remember, but maybe I could use almost that stone as a backing on that wall. I think that would be quite nice. And up above it then, is there any kind of nice things that we could use? Maybe from the new Grange mudroom kit? Is there anything? I guess there's these, which we could incorporate those here too, but that does mean that I have to stack things. Like I need to put clutter in there, which I don't really want to. But I guess it is gonna look better though, isn't it? Like with the amount of storage. This is clipping though. Maybe I'll just do one. Maybe like this, so it's like hidden. Then what? Oh wait, no, maybe a shelf or something. I could do like this little shelf by itself. I don't really like this space. It also is extremely bright. What the heck? Okay, can I get rid of this light? Okay, there we go. That's much better. Do I even want this thing? I guess I do. Why are these not like... Oh, why would they give this object a lip? There's no need for that lip, because now it just does not match nicely. Ugh, that's so annoying. What if I do some cabinets? Oh, wait a sec. Maybe closed cabinets is the way to go. Can I make this white? Can I make everything white, actually? Ah, there we go. That's gonna fit the space much nicer. Unless I do black. Oh, I don't really like this. I think it's actually this that's the problem. What if I actually get rid of that and just have like this thing here? Okay, this is what I've done. I just panicked. I added fairy lights because apparently fairy lights fix everything, but it looks a little bit nicer now. So we've got a little bit of like detergent, you know, maybe some clean fresh sheets and a box of tissues. I don't know. I think it looks okay, I guess. And then over here, I've just added a massive painting. I think I might make this a bit smaller. I don't really know what to put on this white wall, but I'm sick of doing shelves now. So maybe that's kind of fun here. Okay, so then the last room of the house we've got left is this space. And honestly, as I said, I kind of want to create this into a spare bedroom, but also at the same time, I do want like a desk and like a workspace. But the way that this space is laid out is not really giving me a lot of room to play with, unless I push the bed into the wall. But still, it's like there still just is not enough room. So this almost feels like it should be just a spare bedroom, if you get me. I think it's because of this like walk-in closet and the way that like the windows are positioned. There's like no way I can actually create this into a functional space unless I do a single bed, but I think that's just like defeating the purpose of anything. So unless I do maybe like this bed inside the corner here, but then like, do I want to shove a desk into the corner here? It's not really the ideal situation, but maybe this is just like it's like a holiday home. So like how much would you be really working in a holiday home? You know, you wouldn't really be working that much. So maybe that's okay. But then like you need a bedside locker. So do you have like a bedside locker right next to the desk? It just seems a bit silly, don't you think? Oh, I don't know. This space is just a bit weird. Oh, wait, unless I do a Murphy bed. Because this could also be a space that's converted into a working space. Maybe if you need to like come and edit a couple of videos in peace, but you're not like necessarily working, you just want to be like away, but still have an area that like somebody could come over. We could do a Murphy bed. So we could have like a little couch, maybe almost going in this way. And then that there, I don't know. I still don't really like it. But I feel like this room is just like way too big for just an office itself. I wish I could just do the desk in the middle and call it a day, but that just looks so stupid. No, I hate the Murphy bed idea. I'm sorry. But like that just looks so annoying by itself. No, okay. I think I am going to do a bed. I'm just going to prioritize the fact that this is like a holiday home. Let's just focus on, you know, having a nice space for visitors to come if you're like coming here on holidays. I think that should be the priority of this space. And then maybe we can actually just chuck a small little desk over here in the corner. Hold on a while. This won't be too bad of an idea, I hope. Well, actually, maybe. Like if I just do like one of these small desks and maybe just like this little lonely chair, or maybe like this one actually. This one's quite pretty. And then we could like toss a laptop on top of it and just like pretend that this is, you know, this is not a forever home. This is just a little space where you might need to come in and focus for a while. So maybe that makes sense. I really don't know what makes sense anymore. Nothing really makes sense. I really want this curtain running across the whole way, but I don't want to clip it into this desk. So I might just give you the illusion that you can close the curtain fully. And yeah, I guess maybe I will do like a light pink color here. Should I do a little bit of paneling? Maybe on like this wall and then this wall. But then the rest, I don't really mind doing like a pinky color. Maybe like a muted pink. This one? That's kind of nice. Wait a second. This is not the worst. Oh, wait. What if we do pink and green? Oh, it's a bit much. Or maybe just green. Yeah, maybe just green and then pink being the bed is like the fun accent piece. Is that nice? I guess. I mean, like, this is a spare bedroom. It shouldn't have such a strong personality. What am I looking for? I'm looking for pink. I want a nice pink painting. We don't have one. We've got these dinosaurs. This is kind of fun, isn't it? Like this space just being slightly like wacky and different and weird. I'm just like really trying to sell it to myself now because I just don't think this is the space that is essentially working with me. But I just want to create something slightly different in this room. Maybe this is like the room that they've made with like the leftover items that they've had like in their house. So like this isn't like the items that they've actually chosen. These are just the items that they've had left over, you know, maybe like when they moved out of like their other house and they were like, look, we can't throw them out, so we might as well use them in our holiday home. Isn't that a great idea? I think so. I think I need to remove that column. Okay, so now I guess I could just use the exact same storage cabinets. Maybe I'll make them green. How fun. A nice little pop of green when you come in there. And then you just really need maybe a saucer in there and maybe just like a tiny little rug. I even fit a rug in this room. This tiny little like wincy little rug. But look, this is where you go and change, and I guess it's actually kind of like a fun place. But then I still feel like I need something on this wall, so maybe let's do like a bookshelf. I really want a bookshelf like this for the wall, like stacked away really nicely, but with just like regular books, not like children's books. How fun would that be? Like something like this but a tiny version. Like I think this is such a beautiful object, but if we can get it like not child version, I would be very, very happy and very, very grateful. So hopefully that is something that we can get in the foreseeable future. Also, I want more smaller accent tables, like something like this, but a nicer version, because this is huge. Like this is big. Like I want smaller little. Okay, from Sandra, it's always like, I want, but it's never, here is an idea, you know? It's always like, I want this and I want that. I don't know, guys. Nothing's looking nice anymore. Okay, guys, so I think I've completed this room. So this is what I did over here. So it's just like a small little, like getting ready section, because it's always nice to have like a specific like makeup section. If this is like a holiday home and like just say a guest is coming over, I always like where to do my makeup, you know? So it's nice to have like a little makeup section. So yeah, I like this. I actually really like this room. I think it's very interesting, and I like the walk-in wardrobe. So maybe this kind of walk-in wardrobe idea will be something that I will continue doing, because I think it's pretty interesting. So that, I think, now concludes the whole entirety of my little Pinterest layout home. I know I could have been inspired a little bit more through like the idea of maybe picking a Pinterest bedroom and getting inspired, but I want to leave that for a separate video. Today, I was really inspired by the layout, and I think honestly, looking at it now, I feel less panicked, and maybe that was a really interesting idea because it really did make me think outside the box. Well, a little bit more than usual because I've created a pantry with this space, even though I didn't really know whether Pinterest wanted this to be a pantry. But look, I got inspired, I got creative. We've got a pantry, we've got a laundry area, we've got a little weird room to lock your neighbors into if they come over and they're annoying you, and we've also got an empty square. So I actually really like the way this house turned out, and you know, from the outside, like looking at it from like bird's eye view, I think it is really nice and it's really busy, and I think I made this look like something I would really enjoy because at the very start I was panicking. But yeah, I think it's pretty nice. Maybe I'll just do something really quickly on the outside and then we'll do a little tour. And yes, before you tell me in the comments, I did forget a bin in this inside the kitchen because it's just like perfectly furnished, so there is no room for a bin. But I did put a bin out here like I usually do by the barbecue, and then there is also two like big bins out the back here. And I did also add a small little window. I know I said that there's no way I'm not doing a bathroom without a window, and then I realized I was doing a bathroom without a window, so I added a small little window. So I know that that wasn't a part of the Pinterest plan, but I did add my own little touch. So this is what I did in the back garden, just like a small little grilling area, because of course you're here on holidays in your holiday home, so you maybe might want to do a little bit of a barbecue. But yeah guys, this concludes my little Pinterest home, so let's conclude this by doing a little tour. Welcome on into the Irish coastal townside home that was inspired by Pinterest, and I don't know why this wall is a slightly different color, but just forget about it. So it's actually quite lovely, I really like it, and my window's glitched. What the heck is going on? Please, let's get into this. I thought that this was actually a really interesting little home, and it's slightly different to what I normally build, and I think I am going to get inspired by more floor plans like this, whether it is from Pinterest or whether it is just from Google. But it really did make me maybe slightly create a slightly different space. I mean, it's still light woods and pops of green and things like that, but I just love the way this space flows. And I know it is a very open plan, and a lot of things are quite questionable, such as this wardrobe hidden behind a curtain. But I mean, if for a little tiny holiday home like I'm creating the storyline with, I think it does make a lot of sense. So that's quite cute. Then we also have got a little pantry space, which I mean, I'd love to have a pantry like this. I'd love to be able to just hide all the mess away without being able to see it. I love the kitchen as well, so I'm not gonna lie, I think cooking here will be quite a lot of fun. We've got a nice little big dining table. Sandra, it's either little or it's big. Pick a choice, please. Then we've also got this little thing, and then this is where you go out to the back garden, which is quite cute. And then you go through this tiny little skinny alleyway where you will come to the laundry room, which I mean, I actually really like this space. It almost reminds me of like Deligracy and James Turner's house. Don't they have like little Venetian door, not Venetian doors, little harmonica doors or something, and that's where you put your laundry? I would love to have that. Honestly, that if I could, like, what I should do one day is build my house that I live in and then redo it, and then like think how I would redo my house, because I would do a little nook like this because I think that looks really fun. But anyways, this is what I've done. I have no idea why the underneath of that is yellow, but I think it's just the lighting from the fairy lights, but just ignore it. Then we've got the master bedroom, which is hidden away over here. I mean, these are beautiful colors. What can I say? Is this giving me nautical vibes? Not necessarily. Maybe you just have to imagine it and really, really think about it. But yeah, I really still love this space. Then over here, we've got a little bathroom, which I think the black accents are gorgeous. 10 out of 10 for the black accents. I would love to also do that in my own house. And then you can head over through into the main bathroom. Is that what it's called? Main bathroom, which is a little bit more blue and more neutral toned. So we've got a toilet. I did follow strictly the actual floor plan of the Pinterest layout of the bathroom, so I think that's pretty cute. And then over here we've got the weird locker room, so that's fantastic. And then the last room of the house, which is actually one of my favorite rooms. I just love the green. I think green is such a lovely happy color. This is your little spare bedroom. So I mean, if you really need to, you could push the bed to the side and add some like activities, or maybe a chess table, or maybe like a painting easel if you want to come here and paint. But I also do have a little bit of a workspace just in case your sim does want to work from home or something like that. I really don't understand. No, I do understand, but I don't know what I'm trying to say with this. And then over here we've got a little walk-in wardrobe, which I actually really like that idea. And I can't believe I don't do this very often, but I like the idea that you can kind of see the mirror inviting you through in there. I mean, there is a lot of mirrors in this house, in this room, in this house in general, but I really like this space. I mean, maybe if there's one thing I learned through this Pinterest challenge today, is that this layout taught me that maybe I could do this in future videos. So I like this. And then over here, we've got another little section right here. I don't know why my cursor is back, but we've got a little makeup section. And yeah, guys, that concludes the whole entirety of this little home. I mean, I think it did turn out pretty cute. Maybe next time what we could try and do is do like a double story home. I mean downstairs and an upstairs, because that would be quite interesting too. Maybe with some kids rooms, because I know you guys always want me to do more kids rooms. But I think I really like the way that this turned out, because again, the actual feel of the house is giving me totally different vibes. I like when the outside kind of creates a storyline for me, so that was a lot of fun. Well guys, I'm going to leave you right here with this beautiful image of my little Pinterest layout home. Let me know if you've got any other ideas, maybe other things that I could do with Pinterest. I'm not really sure. I feel like Pinterest is such a big, massive black hole of ideas. It can get a little bit overwhelming, so let me know what else you would like to see from me. Of course, if you are going to be purchasing any of the other Sims packs, or any packs maybe that I've mentioned today, don't forget that you can use my creator code SandraPica at checkout. It does support me directly as a creator. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. I'm on the road to 20k, so hopefully one of these days I will hit it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!